Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amina, and if you are new here, I'd absolutely love it if you could subscribe. I am currently so close to 50k and I'd absolutely love it if I could get to 50k by the end of this year. That would be such an achievement for this year and actually hit my goal for this year, which was to get to 50k, so please get me there. A lot of us used to read as children. I used to read so much as a child. Every night my parents, my dad would come into my bedroom, turn my light off, take the book off my face that had fallen onto my face when I'd fallen asleep, and that wasn't every single night. It was just a ritual every single night. And then school happened, university happened, and then we had to start reading textbooks to do with university and school and our topics, and I kind of fell off the wagon of just reading for pleasure. And as of late, the past, I would say 3-4 years, I've got back into it, and this year in particular was a very strong year for me when it comes to reading books, and I thought I'd share the tips that I've been using and the techniques that I've been kind of putting into my lifestyle. You have to feel happy when you read books. You have to feel like you're reading something that you enjoy. Again, I feel like a lot of the time as children, we're told to read as a punishment. Try to find genres that please you. Try to find genres that suit your reading style. Some people love to read classics, some people love to read fiction, some people love to read self-help books. That way you can start to build a habit and start to build a library of books that you can read and that you could enjoy. Don't be afraid to stop reading a book if you're not enjoying it. I think this is something that we are never told. We're usually told to read the book from the start to the end, from front cover to back, and we're never really told that actually reading is a choice. If you don't enjoy a book, if you don't feel like you can understand it, just stop reading it. And I've done this so many times this year. I've picked up a book, had really good reviews, thought I would try it out, started reading it, and I just couldn't get into it. So I'd put it down, read something else, come back for it just to, try it again. And sometimes I can get into it and sometimes I really can't. And there have been a few books this year like that. For example, The Good Immigrant, I tried that. I really tried that. I read a couple of kind of chapters, a couple of essays. I just couldn't get into it at all. So I just returned it. It's just, I think by forcing yourself to read, again, you're making it into a punishment. You're changing that mentality. You're making yourself think, I have to. It becomes a chore. It doesn't become something that you want to do, so you won't do it. So when you do start reading, if you don't enjoy a book, put it down. Stop reading. This is probably the most impactful thing that I have done this year that has caused me to change the way I read and the number of books that I'm reading, the intensity, the frequency of books that I'm reading, and that is to start borrowing from a library. Since I think I was born with a library card in my hand. Like, my parents literally put a library card in my hand, so I've always had a library card, not even joking, since birth. But as of late, I've started to use it a lot more for a couple of reasons. Borrowing books from the library is great. Firstly, you're supporting your local library. So many of them are closing down, and by just going there and using their facilities, you're shown that it is a necessary service in the community, and I think they're great spaces for children to go to. I think it's amazing. I think it's such a great facility that we totally underrate. Secondly, you are financially saving yourself money. It's a financial save. You don't have to commit to a book. You can go borrow a book and get it. Brand new books. I've got Becoming from Michelle Obama from there. I do want to buy it, but I'm waiting for the paperback to come out. Right now it's only in hardback. So with the paperback, I can kind of put it in my bag and things like that. So I'm waiting for that to come out. And until that comes out, but I still wanted to read it, so I bought it from the library. I think I was the first person to borrow it. You can get the latest books on the catalogue. You can also reserve books from other libraries and get it delivered to your local library, so I never have to actually go to any other library. I can just reserve books. It comes straight to my library. I can renew them online. I can see when they're due online. I get notifications for when they're due a couple of days before. And it's just so convenient, and it's always nice to just go to the library. It's something a bit different. And when you go there, you're able to see the books that are on display and maybe pick out books that you might not have necessarily considered before. The main reason why it works really well for me is that it means that you've got a time frame. Now, I've borrowed this book. I've got 3 weeks, so my library give me 3 weeks. I'm sure most people give you 3 weeks. 3 weeks to read this book. And that is, for most books, sufficient. I can read a book in 3 weeks. So 3 weeks you've got to read a book. If not, it has to go back, right? If someone's reserved it, it has to go back. Or you can renew it for another 3 weeks, but you've got 3 weeks. So you've got that constant timeline in your head, and it means that you really try to get through books, or at least try to read them. If it doesn't work, then you can return them, but if it works, you want to read them before you have to give them back. This, for me, has been life-changing. I found that I've read so many more books by doing this, and I highly recommend you guys to do it. It's completely free. Get yourself a library card. I'm with the Idea Store, and there's loads of Idea stores around London and maybe the UK, and I can reserve a book from any Idea store, from any library in the country, and it will come straight to my local library, and I can walk 10 minutes and go and get it and return it back to the local library. So it's amazing. I highly recommend it. I'd also recommend you to try to be part of a reading community. Now, you may not have friends that enjoy reading, or you may not know anyone else that enjoys reading, but there is such a huge community that I discovered earlier this year on Instagram. They're called bookstagrammers, and their Instagram accounts that are just about books. So you don't really see anyone's faces. It's just loads of pictures of books all the way down. Just keep on scrolling, and you can find Instagrammers that are PhD students who are studying classical history, or like Islamic history, or arts, or science, or whatever it is, and they've got loads of books that they are reading in depth, both for their studies and also for pleasure, and they also review them. And I've actually picked up a couple of books as a result of looking at these Instagram accounts. I'll leave some link down below. I've got loads of favourite Instagram accounts, but I'm sure there are so many more. Their photos are so aesthetically pleasing. The photos themselves make me want to read that book. They're so aesthetically pleasing. They look so calming, and I'd much rather look at Bookstagram accounts than look at fashion accounts. On that note, this segment of the video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform that I have brought to you on this channel before. So for those of you that are new to Skillshare or haven't heard of it before, it is an online learning platform. It is an amazing platform that has a number of different videos that can teach you everything from how to be more productive, how to organize your time, how to be an entrepreneur, how to organize your finances, how to animate art. There are so many different things that you can learn on this platform. They are offering to give you 2 free months of Skillshare membership by clicking on the link down below. 2 months. 2 months. You can learn so. If you watch one video a day, that's 60 videos, and they're really short videos as well. A lot of them are just kind of 5 minutes, 4 minutes here, and you can learn a whole series. Speaking of bookstagrammers, there is a really cool video. There are 2 videos actually that I'm currently watching, 2 classes of videos that I'm currently watching about how to use your iPhone for Instagram. If you are someone that has started to read books and you want to maybe start an Instagram account or start a book club and you want to post some pictures, this is a great way of learning how to take good quality photographs that are aesthetically pleasing, that are well edited, focused well, has the right composure and the right kind of feel for what you want to portray across for your platform. And Skillshare are offering videos to help you with that. There are loads of videos to help you with photography in general, but a couple of them are specifically for using your phone and for Instagram. So I am watching them, and you might have seen a bit of a difference in my Instagram photos because I am trying to edit them in a slightly different way. So if you've seen a difference in them, thanks to Skillshare for that. I said they are offering you guys 2 months free membership, so you can access all the videos for 2 whole months. Another way of reading more is by listening to audiobooks. So my husband listens to audiobooks. I don't really listen to audiobooks that much because I prefer to actually read books, in the flesh. But he listens to audiobooks on his way to work. He gets through so many books throughout the month just from his journeys of going to and from work, and that's not even counting books that you read at home or anywhere else. So you can get through a lot of different books using audiobooks if that is a style that helps you. I also highly recommend joining a book club. Now, I mentioned earlier to join a community, so you could join the library, but I have recently joined a book club. So I joined a book club about 6 months ago, I think it was. I'll leave the link to their Instagram down below, but I joined a book club, and their next meeting actually is this week, Thursday. So this video probably will be out on Thursday, so I don't think you'll see this in time. It also introduces you to new books as well. So I read a book called Educated by Tara Westwood, and I also listened to her podcast as well about it, and that was only because the book club was reading that book, and so I was introduced to it, and it was a really, really good book. And to be able to discuss books and to find a community of people that enjoy reading, I think that's amazing. When you join a community of people that enjoy the thing that you enjoy, it's always a bit nicer. You can also sign up to Goodreads. Now, I've had a Goodreads account for probably 4 or 5 years now. You can log and track the books that you're reading and also set a book challenge for yourself. It's a really, really nice platform to be able to find new books. I have found so many new books. When you look at a book, you can see related books or books that people that enjoyed that book also liked. And I found so many books through that method. And again, you can also look at the awards, the Goodreads awards, which are currently going on. So there are awards at the moment for this year, I think. So you can see the books that are top rated. And again, I usually enjoy those books just because they're usually voted by readers or by, you know, professionals. I also find it really useful to visit bookshops. This could be your local bookshop. I've gone to quite a few tiny little bookshop, independent bookshops, but also going to big bookshops like Waterstones. There's a huge Waterstones near Piccadilly Circus that I like to go to, and there's also a brand new one near Tottenham Court Road Station, just off Tottenham Court Road Station, and I absolutely love going there purely because I go straight to my section, which is usually science, business, self-help, fiction sometimes, travel. So I go to those sections and I just look at the books that are on display, because usually they pick, the staff pick kind of top or new books for those topics and those genres, and I just take pictures of the books, or I'll buy one if I really want one right there and then. First enter the bookshop, you can see the staff picks or the top 10 books of the week, and again, you can just kind of get a feel of what's out there right now, and you know what people are reading and what's being top rated. And again, you can either choose to buy it or you can borrow it from the library, which is usually what I do. Take a photo of it, look online, see what the ratings are, and get a feel of what the community are doing. Bookshops also offer author signings as well, so when I go to Waterstones, there's always a sign saying this author is here tomorrow signing this book. So if you are a particular fan of a particular author, you can always go and get your book signed from there, and it just helps you feel part of the community and helps you to encourage you to read more books. And you can also sit in a little nook in Waterstones in the corner. There's one next to Euston Square Station, and it's kind of my secret Waterstones. I shouldn't be telling anyone about this. It's my secret Waterstones, and it has these cute corners, so quiet, and you can just sit down and you can just sit there for hours and hours reading. I used to go there to study sometimes as well. It's really quiet. It's opposite UCL University. I don't know why I'm exposing it now, but I don't go there anymore that much. The absolute dream would be to have a bookshelf, so a book wall or bookshelf wall in my house. So hopefully one day, we're gonna get there, one day for sure. I don't doubt it. I'll have a living room where one full wall is just books, and that is the absolute dream. I'd absolutely love to know what you're reading at the moment, so do leave me a comment down below and let me know what's on your reading list right now. And don't forget to follow me on Goodreads. Like I said, I've got a Goodreads account. Follow me in there so you can see what I'm reading and what I'm kind of getting up to. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!